What's going on, everybody? Welcome into college football now. My name is Joey Peterson. That is Will Ortner. We are heading into the final week in the regular season of college football. What that means, we got the college football playoff coming up very, very soon. We got a lot of great games this weekend, but it also means that when this regular season is over, you're going to see a lot of these jobs start getting filled. So on today's show, we're going to predict who will be hired for the top 5 jobs available right now in college football. But speaking of rivalry weekend, do you want your team to win against their biggest rival? If you do, like the video. If you're a Michigan fan, you want them to beat the Buckeyes, hit that thumbs up button. If you are a Tennessee fan, you want them to beat Vanderbilt, boom, hit that thumbs up button down below, and let's start predicting some head coach vacancies as I bring in Will Ortner. Lane Kiffin to LSU, that's what we're going to go with for that opening job.
That feels fair. Right now, there's a ton of smoke around the Lane Kiffin to LSU fire. Ole Miss obviously threw out an ultimatum, and everyone knows that the minute that you fire out an ultimatum that your relationship is doing fantastic. So, of course, it does feel like if Lane Kiffin is going to go anywhere, it would be somewhere down south. He's comfortable down south, and LSU seems like the perfect spot.
Yeah, over the weekend, Pete Thamel on College Game Day reported that the people closest to Lane Kiffin say they genuinely have no idea what he is going to do. The main competition for Ole Miss retaining Kiffin appears to be LSU right now. Florida has cast a wide search. They talked to multiple candidates face-to-face. LSU is focused solely on Kiffin. Florida is certainly still in the mix, but right now it appears that LSU and Ole Miss is the decision that Kiffin is facing. So just like Pete Thamel said, right now, LSU is putting every single one of their purple and gold eggs into the Lane Kiffin basket. Florida's taking a little bit of a safer approach, and they're saying, hey, look, we would love Lane Kiffin. Whatever they offer you, we're most likely going to offer you as well. We're going to be a little bit safer. We're going to interview some other guys, and we're going to see where else we could possibly go with this search. Speaking of that Florida job, right now, I feel like the top name that's been circulating, because it feels like they're a little bit out of the running for Lane Kiffin. We're going to get to that in just a couple of seconds. But before that, where do you think Kiffin will coach in 2026? If you think it's Ole Miss, type O. You think it's Florida, give me an F down below. And if you think it's LSU, type L in the comment section. Eli Drinkwitz, that's where we're going with the Gators. Do you think there is a chance, and a good chance, that the Mizzou man goes down to Gainesville?
Yeah, I think there's an opportunity here because Drinkwitz would fill that role that Florida already wants. They want the success that Drinkwitz has had over at Missouri. He's clearly shown that he can go out and win multiple 10-win seasons, as well as winning a big bowl game. Now, obviously this year, I think there's a little bit of disappointment from Drinkwitz, at least on what he thought this team could be, especially with Drew Papula and how well he's been playing at that quarterback spot. But I do think that Florida, they aren't going to hire someone that hasn't had the proven success that, say, like a Jed Fish might, right? Like UW's been good, but they haven't been as good as what a Florida would want in their next head coach. Drinkwitz fits that mold, and he knows how to recruit the South.
Yeah, the thing about Eli Drinkwitz is inside the Florida program, like the guys who are running that university, the guys who are running the Florida football team, they're very, very high on Drinkwitz. However, they know the fans don't necessarily want that, and they are a little bit afraid of getting that backlash. So we'll see where they go with that. Interesting to keep a watch out on, though. I saw someone say this a couple weeks ago, that all Florida wants is a reincarnation of Steve Spurrier. They want an offensive mind, a guy that's going to go out there and score points, and a guy that's going to go out there and talk shit. Well, guess what? Eli Drinkwitz kind of fits that mold. Up next, let's go to the Big Ten. I think Bob Chesney is going to be Penn State's next head coach. I think they're going to just replicate what Indiana did and say, hey, there's a guy at JMU. He's having a lot of success. Let's take a shot with him there.
Yeah, I think it's a fascinating hire because what's the big word around Penn State right now is that the big-time donors, the big-time boosters, they want a big, sexy hire. They want to go and steal someone else. That's why they reached out to Indiana for Cignetti. That's why they reached out to Nebraska for a guy like Matt Rule. Would they be willing to kind of bite their tongue a little bit here, bite their lip a little bit, and take a Bob Chesney from a JMU who has a proven track record of being a winner, but is not going to be a big sexy hire. He's not going to be someone that jumps off the page to the casual fan. Now, I think that going out and getting Chesney is a home run smash hire with everything that he's been able to do at JMU over the past couple of seasons, but is it something that they can sell the donors on?
Yeah, I think it'd be a great hire. There's a little bit of smoke around Terry Smith. He's their interim head coach right now. I think Brian Hartline is also another name to look at, another name to mention. But right now, it just seems like there's a lot of momentum for Chesney to go to Penn State from JMU, for them to take that shot, take that risk, and I do not think it would be a bad one at all. We talked about 3 job openings already. We're about to talk about 2 more. But before we round this thing out, what do you think is the best available job right now? Is it LSU, Florida? Maybe you think it's Penn State. Maybe you think it's Auburn. Let me know down below in that comment section. While you're down in the comment section, you will find a link to our awesome sponsor, our great friends over at Prize Picks. It is the holiday season. It's the best time of the year for sports. You got bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes. It's all happening at once. While you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right, and that's Prize Picks. Prize Picks now is early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. One of the things I love about Prize Picks is it's so easy to use. My wife couldn't even name 4 college football teams going into this season. And then we started playing on Prize Picks. And now, every Friday night, we're breaking down who she's picking for her lineup. It's the most exciting way to watch football. On Prize Picks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. And if you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, Prize Picks is a great way to put your takes to the test. So download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. This one out of the 5 we're going to talk about seems like the most done deal. It seems like the one that's, has the highest % chance of happening, and that is Jon Sumrall to Auburn.
I think this is a home run hire for Auburn. Frankly, I think if LSU didn't get Kiffin and they were able to somehow come in and take Sumrall from Auburn, it would be a home run hire for them as well. He's found a way to have success. He is from the South. He wins in the South, and he's put a Tulane program that, frankly, I had not heard of before he really came in, and he's turned them into a team that, look, if they win out the rest of the way, they are going to go to the college football playoffs. So not only are you getting someone who can recruit the area, who can get the most out of his talent, but he understands how to build a culture, how to build a winner. That's exactly the type of coach that Jon Sumrall is. He is a great leader of men. I think he'd do a great job at Auburn.
Yeah, and the thing about Jon Sumrall is he's been a hot name for a while. He was a hot name when he was at Troy. Right. I remember when Mississippi State needed a new coach after they moved on from Zach Arnett. Jon Sumrall was a name that kept popping up, right? He's been a hot name for a while. Somebody is going to take a risk on him, and I think that's going to be Auburn. The funny thing about Auburn's coaching search is it's been very, very quiet. And a lot of people might think, okay, quiet coaching search, that means A, they're not doing something, or B, they're not going to make any kind of a splash or make a good hire. In my opinion, I think it means the opposite. I think it means they're doing their due diligence and just doing a good thing of keeping things tight and in the building. Up next is the Arkansas Razorbacks, and I'm going to give a little transparency. When we originally scripted this video, we had a different name. That was Eric Morris, but of course, we all know yesterday he got, he's the new head coach of the Oklahoma State Cowboys. So we're going to pivot. We're going to go Alex Golesh here.
Yeah, I think that this would be a great hire for Arkansas.
I do
Everyone
as well.
knows that they are a sleeping giant. And at South Florida, look at the big wins that Golesh was able to put under his resume. I mean, shoot, you've gone out and you've beat a Florida team that you should not have been able to beat. I understand that you kind of faltered, right? You weren't able to beat Navy. You took it to North Texas, though. You ran the table for the most part when it came to big games that you had the ability to win because you had the better talent. At Arkansas, you're not always going to have the better talent, but as a head coach that Golish is, you're going to get a person who has recruited the area. Again, he recruits the South. And can he get the most out of donors? Yes, I think he can. And everybody knows Arkansas has got a lot of cash. It's just about getting it out of your boosters' pocketbooks. He might be the type of hire that can do that.
Yeah, I've talked a lot about Alex Golish in this kind of coach hiring season that we've been in for a very, very long time. I think he would be an absolute slam dunk. Now, I'm somebody who's, been in close quarters with Alex Golish when I worked for the Tennessee football team back in 2021. He was the offensive coordinator. He was a big reason that that team had so much success in their 2022 season and how they almost made the 4-team college football playoff. He made Hendon Hooker look like one of the best quarterbacks in college football. He's a big reason for that. He coaches with intensity. These guys would run through a brick wall for him. He's going to be a phenomenal recruiter. And I truly believe any school that takes a chance on Alex Golish is going to take a really, really good chance, okay? They're going to take a great swing. I think he's going to be a great coach. Obviously, same kind of coaching tree as Josh Heupel. He's going to score a lot of points. They're going to play up tempo. They're going to play fast. And they're going to win a lot of football games at that. Predict the head coach hirings in the comments section down below. We just did it. I want you guys to do it as well. You can agree. You can disagree. That's what the comment section is for. That's what they're telling me, at least. Right. Let me know your answers down below in the comment section. Appreciate you guys for being here. He's Will Ortner. My name is Joey Peterson. You guys have been watching college football now. Reminder, as all these hirings come in, we're going to have you covered right here on the channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a moment.